said he's ready.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Chiefs head coach Todd Haley from beautiful Lake Tahoe in Nevada, the site of the American Century Golf Championships. Coach, how you doing out there today?
Great, great. It is beautiful country out here. We had a great morning, a little early for me. Looking for a nap, here in the next hour.
But you're a golfer. I mean, it's never too early to golf, is it?
Well, no, Jack, I'm no longer a golfer. I'm five kids and a coach. So the golf game is about as back burner as you can get it.
Well, we haven't seen a whole lot of you this summer. It's been very quiet around Arrowhead because of the lockout, but I know you have been busy. So can you just kind of lay it out for us, give us some idea when this thing pops and everything gets back to normal? Are you ready to roll in the free agency? How's that going to play out?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go right now. Once, I do believe there's going to be football and hopefully a training camp and a pretty much normal training camp. But, again, this is a scenario that really nobody's been through. So what we've done as a staff and an organization is to really just try to be ready for all scenarios because we don't know what they're going to be. But the important thing is our team needs to continue to build and get better. And we've missed a big chunk of the off season that would have been a big part of what we were doing. So, that's the way it is. We've got to take the variables as they are and figure out a way to continue to get better and to succeed.
I know this affects many teams different ways. Clubs who have new quarterbacks this year, maybe that puts more stress on them. You have a young team. How concerned are you about all the time missing all these mini camps this summer and the OTAs and that type of thing? What's that really going to do? How long will it take for this team to get to where you really feel comfortable with it?
Well, again, Jack, I think what's important is in a situation that you have not been through is that, taking the situation, looking at it, what I'm excited about is we've got a lot of, I've got a great staff, a lot of smart guys with a lot of experience. And we've done a lot of talking about many different scenarios. We're going to have to evaluate the team once we're back, figure out exactly where everybody is. And, when you're a young team and you miss an entire offseason, that can be a problem. Now, that being said, we've got a young group of guys that have been through, 2 off seasons with us. And I'm hoping that the majority of them kind of understand what's in store and have been working real hard to at least physically be ready to get back to football.
You had to make another change. Charlie Weiss has moved on. Bill Muir, of course, he's been with you on your staff. He's been named your offensive coordinator. The question pops up all the time. I hear it every day. Who's going to call the plays? Who will be the offensive coordinator? Are you calling the plays? Jim Zorn calling the plays, your new quarterback? Or will Bill Muir be the guy?
Well, Jack, that's something that has not been decided yet. And, again, what I'm excited about, Bill Muir is the offensive coordinator. And the transition has been tremendous as far as what we've done as a staff, which wouldn't have been a lot different than any other year other than just not working with the players. Bill knows our offense inside and out. He's a great line coach. You mentioned Jim Zorn. We've added Coach Zorn, who I'm really, really excited about. Him, the addition of him to our staff. I think he's a guy that's played the position for a long time. He's been in a lot of different places and experiences. I think he's a heck of a coach, a heck of a quarterback coach, a heck of an offensive mind. Mo Carthon obviously still here. Everybody knows how much I rely on him. We've got and then some young developing coaches that have really had to put it into overdrive this offseason, again, in a little different situation. So, we're going to get it right, Jack. That's the name of the game. So the good thing is there's a number of options, and that decision, play calling, is something that to me, I've been a number of places where we've decided it once we're into game type situations, preseason and scrimmages and actually where you are calling plays where it's not a scripted situation. So, I think it'll work itself out, and the bottom line is we got a lot of competent coaches, number of, like I said, Mo, Bill Muir, Jim Zorn, myself. We got a lot of guys who have called plays, and we'll just get it right, and hopefully that'll be a big part of us continuing to make strides.
You got this franchise turned around quickly in your second year. You go to the playoffs. The last two games had to be very disappointing to you. The Oakland game at the end of the series, or at the end of the season, and of course the playoffs. What do you take out of that with Matt Cassel? He did not look very good in either one of those games, and I know it's a lot more than just the quarterback, but how concerned are you about the way this season ended?
That was a struggle for me early, Jack, because it ended in a fashion that you're never happy with. Somebody has to lose one of those games, specifically the playoff game, and we came out on the wrong end. It was a game that we felt like we were in and had a chance to compete against a good team, an experienced team, and have a chance to win and take another step. We didn't do it. The important thing, though, and the message that I continue to try to get across to our players is that, watch the playoffs now that you've played in a game, because we had so few guys on our team that had actually ever played in a playoff game. And, now they have one under their belt. And once they continued to watch the playoffs, I got a number of responses back of, geez, it was just football. We just needed to play our game, understand the way that you win games in the NFL. And it just becomes more critical in the playoffs. So, I'm excited about our team. I'm excited about Matt Cassel. Some of the things he did last year were tremendous. I mean, he showed tremendous signs of growth and becoming a better player. Is he there yet? No. But that's why you work. That's where you get a little disappointed and missing an off season. But we're going to have to find a way to circumvent that here once we get going. So I'm excited about our entire group. We got a good young group of guys. I think our entire organization is starting to function efficiently, from top to bottom, and that's a good thing. Now we just got to keep getting better.
I really like your draft. I really do. If there is one area you didn't do anything to get an offensive lineman, you got the center, the kid from Florida State in the second round, Hudson. Are you going to address that, this tackle situation? Will you do that in free agency? What are your plans there?
Well, we'll, as I've said a bunch, and is that, when there's players available that we think can come in and integrate into our team and make us better, we're going to do that. We've shown that, and that's the way we operate. That's the way you become a real good team. Right now, we've got a good, young, developing offensive line. I don't know that there's a position group that played better than our offensive line. So, obviously some scenarios will depend on, the center situation and some of those things. Casey Wegman, we'll have to see how it all plays out. But that's a position overall as a group that I'm excited about, and I'm excited to see the group continue to develop.
Coach, before I let you go, are you comfortable now settling in as the head coach of this football team after a couple of years and all the extra stuff you have to do? You have to deal with people like me, you have to deal with the media and that type of thing. Are you okay with that stuff now?
Jack, dealing with you's fun. Look, you're always good to me. Experience. There's no substitute for experience. I've got 2 years under my belt as a head coach with a lot of different experiences. A real tough year, a year that we made a big turnaround and won games, and our guys really showed that they had a chance to be a good team. So, there's no substitute for it. You need experience, and I got a couple years under my belt. I hope that I continue to improve and grow, just like I expect our players to.
All right, you have a great weekend out there in Lake Tahoe, and I guess we'll see you next in St. Joe at the end of the month, huh?
All right, let's do it. Thanks, Jack.
Thank you, Coach.